Morning, guys. Yeah, believe it or not, 2 videos in 2 days. But I posted a video yesterday about parasites and things going wrong in koi ponds, and I actually had quite a few questions around salt and adding salt to the pond. So I thought what I'd do is just make a quick video on salt and my opinions about salt and the benefits, or kind of the uses for salt in the pond. So I guess the first thing that I just want to add is that salt is an additive to the pond. It doesn't occur naturally in nature. I mean, it's not automatically in bodies of water unless they're close to the sea. It doesn't. You can't guarantee that they've automatically got salt in them. So there's no expectation from a carp that it wants to live in a body of water that's got salt. So that's something that we naturally we're adding into the pond for various reasons. The first one is osmoregulation. So it basically helps the fish move excess water from its body into the water that surrounds it. So that's one of the things, and that's actually how it works for parasites, because what it ends up doing is it actually almost dehydrates the parasite, because the water moves out of the parasite, and parasites are less likely to be able to cope with that difference, and basically they end up just dehydrating themselves and die. Obviously, some of them get used to the salt and they're not able to live at far greater quantities of salt. But if you increase the salt quantity, you'd kill the fish and all the parasites as well. So my first take on salt is, as a rule, it's not in my ponds. I don't have salt in my ponds as a rule. I only add it when I'm worried about something in the pond, or when the fish need a bit of assistance, and that normally happens like with the change in the season. So if there's any issues in the pond from a bacterial perspective, from a parasite perspective, if I see some of the fish look like they're getting a cold and aren't coping really well with the temperature, I put it in to help them cope. It actually helps them produce more mucus. So despite the fact that it helps with osmo regulation, it helps them produce more mucus. If you put too much salt in, the fish actually battle with their breathing. It actually makes it harder for them to breathe, and their gills move a lot more hectically. It's harder for them to breathe. That's why the kind of recommendation is normally round about 3 parts per thousand. 3 to 6 parts per thousand is supposed to affect parasites, but I've found with salt resistant costia, it can go up to 8, and still some of the costia can survive. So it definitely isn't a standard thing that I include in the pond. I only do it at special times when the fish are actually when the fish are struggling. The next question is, what about salt baths? And I've never done this. I've never given a fish a salt bath. I know that you can do it to get rid of dropsy or pine cone disease. I've just never ever given any of my koi salt baths at any point. I haven't needed to, and I also feel that anything that a salt bath can do, a potassium permanganate bath can do as well. And at least I know with a potassium permanganate bath, it's an oxidizer, so anything that's on there, it's absolutely eradicating. So yeah, I mean, no to salt baths, and really I'm just putting salt in the pond when I absolutely have to. And yes, when there is a problem, it does help the fish. The extra mucus production helps with making that layer thicker. It's harder for things to get in. The fish is more comfortable. When you add too much salt, it becomes a problem for the fish. So yeah, I'm not using it as a medicine. I'm using it as an additive to the pond, really only when things go badly. And I've just actually switched my pond on again. It's quite mucky because I've got some clay in the water, so you can't really see the fish. The last thing just before the end of the video is, what kind of salt do you actually use? It's obviously non-iodized salt. It's the same kind of salt that you'd put in a swimming pool. It's available in 25 kg bags. It's the salt that you'd use in a swimming pool. It's not table salt that you'd be adding into the pond. And yeah, get it from a pool shop. It's normally quite cheap. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to try and make more of these, and I hope you're enjoying them.